Hey everybody, welcome to this 2-minute techie tip on how to add files, different kinds of files to a web page. And as usual, our goal with these tutorials is to improve teacher productivity and to enhance student learning by focusing on the 4 C's, the creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking in our classrooms. So let's get to it. We want to talk about adding, I'm on a Google web page that I use for tutorials and different things, and you can certainly see how other things are done in on this page. But we want to talk about how do I add to a web page images, documents from a drive, and then PDFs, because files that we have, things that we want to share, are done differently, and it really depends on what the document is. So let's edit this page first of all. Since I want to change it, I want to add something to it. And we're going to add an image first. This is really a very simple process and may not be necessary to explain, but we're going to go through this super fast. I've got images, PNGs or JPGs, JPEGs on my desktop and on a Mac, and I think a PC. If I select it and tap my spacebar, for sure spacebar on a Mac, not sure on a PC, I can see the image. I can make it pop and I can say, oh yeah, that's the one that I want. I'm going to put this taking notes image on a web page, all right? And I just go to insert, I go to image. I have already played with these, so I'm going to choose this one. I say okay. I get choices here. I have original size. I'm going to say we're going to make it large, and then my tool menu here is going to be centered. And again, when I do that, I click on insert image, and then here, if I haven't already uploaded it, I click my upload button and then I navigate to where I'm going. And before I forget, those images were on my desktop, but when you look at your Finder or your Drive, make sure that your Finder on a Mac or your control panel on a PC, make sure that you see your Google Drive, that you've downloaded your Google Drive, installed a Google Drive, so you can see all of your Drive content and work with that. We're going to show that in just a second too, so I'm going to cancel this. So images are super easy, but please refrain from doing 20 images and then they just stack one on top of each other, and it takes people a long time to just scroll and view your images. So we would use something, an app on an iPad, to collate images, and then really it'd essentially be a slideshow of images of a field trip or learning experience, and I will have a tutorial on that later. So let's look at step 2, which is not tricky at all. How to add documents from my Google Drive. So remember, we're moving to the Drive. All documents should be stored and created in a Google Drive. We're moving away from Microsoft products. We could have things in Dropbox as well, just as long as they are in the cloud, stored not on your machine. So I have different documents that I've created or people have shared with me, and for parents or students, I might want to display that right in my drive, and we could also use the word embed. So I'm going to insert a drive document, and we're going to see what does this look like. I have a document here called 10 Commandments of Innovative Teaching and Learning, and I am just going to select. I get this little window. The height of, this is the widget that displays, or some people call it a gadget or a widget that displays the document. I'm going to change that to height, and I'll show you what happens in a second. So here's my gadget or my widget, and essentially it holds that document. I'm going to center it. I always know my gear guy shows me those properties again, so I could change this. Maybe I want to put that at 400 or 1200. We're going to save the page, and then I'll show you what that looks like. I have my image, and then here we wanted to add a document from a Google Drive. Now, a document is not a spreadsheet, it's not a PowerPoint, I mean a presentation, so this is specifically a document. All right, and it is embedded within. So when parents land on this page, they would see this. There's no clicking. So the other way to do this is to add files at the bottom. Now, if I'm teaching a course or a unit, I might want like my current article, my current reading material, my current lesson plan is going to be displayed, but there sure could be reason why I would want documents here. And I'm going to add another file. Let's see, I'll put in a PDF here. And I might want to log, you know, the articles, the PDFs, the documents that I'm going to use for my course so that people could have access to it all year. And I could even, you know, really be ready year round, that I would just add and subtract different articles that I want students to use. But you know, it requires opening a document, and then it requires you know, just viewing it, as opposed to having this embedded within my website. Now, one little heads up, this web page is public, all right, and that's typically exactly how we want to do it. That document that I showed you, you have to make sure that that is public as well. So hello, private, I am going to say public on the web. You can certainly, I'm just doing this for this tutorial, you could share it just with your students, and then when your students are logged in and they visit that web page, they would be able to see it, but other people couldn't. And you know, for educational purposes, typically we would want them to be public. Of course, no first and last names would be included, but sharing is caring, and putting our stuff out there for other people to see is a good way to kind of collaborate. All right, so I'm going to go back then here. So I have a image, I have a Google document, but then a PDF. If I have a document that I have created, and there can be reasons why I want that as a PDF, or someone shared it as a PDF, or I got it online, and I want to display it, but I don't want to add it as a file. I want someone to read it immediately as they land on this page. That is a common question by staff, and probably the most common application would be notebook files. So teachers will say, hey, I made this notebook file and I want to put it on my web page, but I don't want people to have to open it. I want people to just be able to view it. So just exactly what we're talking about. Let's say I just created this notebook. This is a notebook file, and I know in Notebook, now you're not going to be able to see my header here. I have the file menu open. If I export any notebook file, I have all these options. I'm going to choose this as a PDF, all right, and then I just put it, I certainly could put it on into my drive, but I put it right here. All right, so here's that document on my desktop. All right, my next step to get it in my web page, because I want to display that PDF that I created just like this. I want people to be able to see it, and it's really my notebook file. So I go into my drive, not that one, I go into my drive, and I want to upload. All right, I'm gonna upload, let's see, that file, and here is good information for when we upload. Here it is. Here's this PDF. Remember, this started out as a notebook file. I exported it as a PDF, and here I want to open it. Now this screen is what I wanted you to see. Here I have my upload settings, and I'll show you where this is. We always want to see this whenever I upload because it gives us choices. So this box should always be checked. Confirm settings before each and every upload. And then there could be reasons why I'd want to convert things to Google Docs format. This file I do not, or I might want to convert my text from a PDF into image files, but I don't. I'm going to start my upload process, and I'm going to show you exactly where to get that. All right, so, and it is WW, where is that? I wonder if it went alphabetical. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to find that file, but before we forget, your settings here in you're logged in, your little widget guide, this settings gear. If I click this, I have my upload settings here, and I can turn it on or off, any of these items. I always want to confirm the setting before each upload, always have that checked. But then I could say, oh, you know what, I'm pretty sure I want this to always be the case, that every time I upload like a Word document, I always want to convert that now into Google Docs format. So you always want to know about that. All right, I'm looking for this file. 2 seconds. Okay, so I just uploaded that notebook file and we kept it as a PDF. When I click on my drive, I see here it is. So it's a PDF, but it started out, this is it. So it started out as a notebook file. I exported it as a PDF, put it on my desktop, or as a, here you go. I just kept it full page, not large. I kept it as full page, just went through the choices, and then here I could have put it in my Google Drive, but I chose to just put it on my desktop for this purpose. Okay, so when I look in my drive, I see here it is. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to say open, and then it gives me a nice little option exactly for this purpose. So I'm looking in my drive, and this is a PDF, and here it says embed this PDF file into your website. Now I am the owner of this document. All right, so it's telling me only the owners and explicitly shared collaborators have access. All right, good safety tip. So I think this will work. I think I can copy that, right? We're going to find out in a minute. Okay, so here we are. We are going to insert this PDF as a PDF. It was a notebook file, and I'm going to click my share button. I need this link. All right, I'm going to copy, highlight, and copy, Command C, this link. All right, and then I'm going back to my web page, and here is all my other stuff. I'm going to get a gadget, and don't think like this is super tricky. You do it twice and you figure it out. I'm going to more gadgets, and I need this iframe gadget. I'm going to say select, and here it says URL. That's exactly what I just copied. So I'm going to, here this is and it's a public document. I made that public, and that's the address to that file. So this widget or this gadget is going to display my file. So, and again, I can change my width and height of that gadget. Those little guys, when I click on, I'm going to click off, click on, I get all those little controls. I could make it bigger or smaller. And here, when I click save, all of my stuff will display. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of adding and embedding files into my Google site. Of course, images we want the slideshow, but documents here come out nicely and make it easy to read. I can add images at the bottom, or I'm sorry, I can add files at the bottom that I might use later or reference. And here, let's do one thing. I'm going to show you how to, I need a little bit more room. That should be a little bit wider. I think I have 2 seconds left. All right, I'm going to go to this gadget and edit it, and I want my width to be maybe like 900, and then you're going to see how that's going to improve the display. So that's it. And thanks for participating, and remember that with technology we can transform the traditional classroom. Thanks for sharing, and keep learning.